Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. في هذا اليوم سنقدم لكم تحت الموضوع تفسير العلمي في سورة البقرة الآية 26. اسمي زهر الأزيان بنتي محمد ساميون وأصدقاء محمد عارف بن محمد شابول فضيلة وعبدullah Ahnaf bin Aris. So, we start our presentation with the recitation of ayah.
إن الله لا يستحيي أن يضرب مثلا ما بعوضة فما فوقها فأما الذين آمنوا فيعلمون أنه الحق من ربهم وأما الذين كفروا فيقولون ماذا أراد الله بهذا مثلا يضل به كثيرا ويهدي به كثيرا وما يضل به إلا الفاسقين.
So, let's go to the tafsir. Let's go to the tafsir ayah. And from Tafsir al-Muntakhab, God strikes proverbs for people who show high truths. It strikes at the smallest of the living, the big things, and those who do not believe in the example of young people such as flies and spiders. It is not permissible for him to portray his servants in any way, no matter how small, so it is right to make the saint a mosquito or above, and those who believe in the face of representation, and that this is the right of God, and those who disbelieve receive it by denying and saying, what did God want with this proverb? Such an idea would be a reason for the misdeeds, for those who did not ask for the right and did not want it, and a reason to guide the believers of the truth who request it, and only rebellious prophets would mislead it. So, let's go to the next slide. The explanation of the Zamakhshari, which increase insights as if it means to respond to what they denounce by the example of flies and spiders, because they are bigger than a mosquito, as you say to your friend, and the one you know is filled with the slightest sting, and he say, he is not interested in being stung with half a dirham and above. If you want above, what is wrong with him? Which is the money and the dirham? As if you say, as well as the dirham and the dirhams. In the two scenarios, what we heard in Sahih Muslim about Ibrahim, about Al-Aswad, he said, young people from Quraysh entered the Aisha, God bless her, and she is a mother, and they laughed. She said, what are you laughing at? They said, so he was on a tap, and his neck or eye was about to go. She said, don't laugh. I heard the messenger of Allah say, there is no Muslim who complains about a fork and above, except I wrote to him with a degree and I erased it from his sin. From Tafsir al-MOHD, I went down in the hypocrites when the proverb was given to them by the stove and the sin. They say, God is hired to beat this, which means proverbs, or to set an example for the world and its people. So, the bat is alive and hungry. If she is full, so the people of the world. If they are full of us, take, or I went down in the people of the stray when Allah mentioned the spider and the flies. and they say what they remember. So I went down. Likewise, he is often misled by him, or he misled by the proverbs that are so beaten, and he is guided to believe it a lot, or to tell him who has strayed from them and who has been guided.
Al-Mu'udiyat, which is mosquitoes. So on this slide I'm gonna share a few informations about the mosquitoes. And the first one is mosquitoes is very sensitive to carbon gas, and it also has hundreds eyes on its head. And the second one is a species of the two wings order whose it feed on human blood, animal and bird blood. And the third, that mosquito feed on plant sap and nectar from flowers. The fourth is female mosquitoes feed on blood because it is necessary for the eggs to mature. And the fifth, it features a mouth that helps puncture the skin and absorb blood. The last one is it transmits many diseases including malaria, yellow fever, dengue fever, filariasis, and Rift Valley fever. Quwwatul bu'd is power of mosquito, or the other word you can say that strength of the mosquito. So the American entomologist Andrew Spillman says that there is no living creature on the earth like mosquitoes that has affected the life of such a huge number of people. And the next, Margaret Humphreys, she's the author, and she said that only the human carcasses brought about by yellow fever transmitted by mosquitoes accelerated the establishment of the Public Health Corporation.
ثم ننتقل إلى تركيب لجسم البعوضة. Mosquito has 6 compositions of the body. The first one, al-ghaddu al-abiyah, which is salivary glands. The mosquito has a pair of salivary glands in chest, and each gland consists of 3 lobes. Each lobe has an axial duct that branches off from a main duct, or we call salivary duct. Second, al-jihazul hadmi, digestive system. This system consists of a short oral cavity followed by a strong pharynx that acts as a pump to draw blood through the lumen of the upper lip. Next, al-jihazul dawri, circulatory system. The circulatory system is an open system which blood circulates through the body's cavity, in which digested food is absorbed from the digestive tract. By this way, the digested matter is transferred to all parts of the body. For reproductive system, al-jihazut tanasuli. The system occurs at the back of the mosquito lining in the blood lumen. The female consists of an ovary with a short ovarian canal. 2 tubes join the abdominal area to the lumbar. The lumbar is done by opening the genitals behind the anus. Next, respiratory system. This system consists of narrow tubes that called bronchioles. The bronchioles have external openings and begin from the opening wall for entry and exit the air, which called orifices or breathing holes. 2 of respiratory orifices are located at chest side and 7 at abdomen side. Next, al-jihazul asbi, nervous system. That consists of a nerve cord made up of nodes connected each other by nerve mechanism. There are 2 pairs of them which are anterior and posterior in their head, or sometimes we call brain. Anterior pair is above the pharynx and the posterior pair is below the pharynx. At the chest, there are three pairs of nerve ganglia that united each other.